Now Justin and the Chargers might have just gotten destroyed by the Ravens, but don't worry about it. Trust me, they'll be fine.
With 11 drops, and that was really more of just a good defense.
He's got Williams deep on 3rd and 10.
Going into the game against Baltimore, Justin Herbert was looking like an MVP contender, with the chance to become a frontrunner if he played well enough. Although a lot of pressure to put on a game, Herbert was coming off some really great play over the past 5 weeks. Over 1,500 yards, 13 touchdowns, along with only 3 picks is a pretty solid stat line for someone who played against Dallas, Kansas City, Las Vegas, and Cleveland, back to you get the point. Anyways, Herbert and the Chargers were looking pretty good at 4-1, and so everything was shaping up for it to be a great matchup in Baltimore. After struggling early on, the Ravens never let go, and although a Lamar Jackson pick, which funny enough happened right after a Herbert pick, gave them an easy touchdown, it was their only points of the entire game. To put the cherry on top for the touchdown, the extra point was missed, and so they only ended up putting 6 on the board as they lost by 28.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
The Ravens scored at least a touchdown every single quarter, and not only did the defense just struggle, but the offense was only able to get just over 200 total yards, along with a lackluster 14 first downs. To put it in perspective, that game, Justin Herbert was the leading rusher with 12 yards. So let's just say they couldn't do much at all. Not only did they just struggle rushing the ball, but Herbert was unable to pass for 200, and his under 60% completion percentage was his worst of the year. Needless to say, Herbert was not on his A game against the Ravens, and it has many worried about whether or not he has what it takes to win an MVP. Every great player struggles sometimes during tough matchups like the one Herbert just had in Baltimore. What is really going to matter is how he responds the following week. Heading back home to play New England should afford Herbert the opportunity to prove what kind of player he really is. Although not a bad defense by any means, it should be a much better situation than what we just witnessed. If Justin can put up nearly 400 yards and 4 touchdowns against Cleveland, then I think he can do pretty well against the Patriots. Keep in mind this is good old Justin Herbert we're talking about, a part of the future of the NFL that has already proven enough to show why he was taken so high out of Oregon. Justin is accurate enough to throw a strawberry through a battleship, as defensive coordinator Wink Martindale would say, so I'm expecting him to bounce back rather quickly. My man Justin is not someone who usually whines or worries too much when times are rough. Instead, he just works through it and is able to succeed time and time again. Against Cleveland, Justin and the team put up nearly 50, so they can score. It's just the Ravens had a great plan to stop the Bolts this time. You can tell the Ravens were just on one that game, considering how they beat the Chargers in each and every element of the game, from beginning to end. Crazy enough, the Ravens were able to put up over 30 points, even with Lamar's rough 2 interceptions. And although they were given opportunities, the Chargers couldn't do a single thing to turn the tides from beginning to end. Remember when the Saints whooped the Packers in Week 1? This is kind of like that, but not as bad, because Herbert didn't play awful. In this case, the Chargers as a whole were just dumped. And I would say it's normal, because no team is perfect. Anyways, although this game might drop Herbert a bit in the race for MVP, he could easily flip the script soon enough and get back to elite form in no time. The Chargers have a very good schedule the next following 7 weeks, and with the kind of winning that I think they will do, comes attention. If Herbert is able to play well over the next few matchups, I think he could establish not just him, but the Chargers as a whole as one of the best teams in football once again. I'm sure Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray, and all the other guys in the MVP race will have their own struggles along the way, so I don't think Herbert or the Chargers should really worry at all. Now if they lose to New England, then maybe they should worry, but outside of that, I think they'll be fine, and since they have great coaching to fall back on, it won't be too long before they're back in business. Anyways, needless to say, Herbert is an elite talent no matter the case, and honestly he didn't even do that bad, so I wouldn't worry about him going forward. If this was against a team like Jacksonville or the Jets, then I would say it's a problem. But the Ravens are one of the best teams in football, and upon that on a hot streak after coming back against Indy. So I really don't think it's that big of a surprise that this happened. Although humiliating, Justin is one of those dudes that will take it to the chin and then come back the following week and ball out. So let's just say I'm not as worried about him as I am about New England. A loss like this can fuel anyone's fire, and could be the catalyst for a potential MVP year out of the former Oregon stud. Keep in mind the Chargers are still the best team in their division, So either way, they're going to be fine. Anyways, what do you guys think of all this? Do Justin and the Chargers have what it takes to bounce back against New England? Or are they washed up? Justin Herbert is one of the most talented players in football, so I wouldn't worry about what he can do next.
A couple of fakes. Herbert the throw, got a man wide open.
Thanks for watching the video. If you guys enjoyed, it would be awesome if you all could subscribe, like, and comment down below what stuff you guys want next. But anyways, see you all soon, and peace out.